amazing journey. Keep it going for all of the student comedians who came out here to support. Weren't they all great? Oh. Such an amazing journey we've all been on. Because, you know, they've only had 3 classes. 3 classes, they do this. I mean, these people weren't comedians before tonight. Now they're comedians. That's awesome. Just the other day, I was at a mall sitting on Jeff's lap. That was awesome. He's not a mall Santa. He's just really cuddly. I like that about him. And what they're trying to do is amazing. They all want to be me. We said, we got to finish off this show. Who are we going to get to finish off the big show? We better get somebody big. Ta-da. And you came on a good night. You really did. I've never been bigger. So lucky for you. You're here. I am a touring professional comedian. I travel all around the country and Canada as well. And I play theaters, festivals, comedy clubs. I've been on NBC. I've been on G4 TV. And none of you have ever fucking heard of me. Hi, how are you? It's very much like being a WNBA star. It really is. It is. Hi, I'm Cheryl Swoops. You have no idea. I could be. Being a stand-up is weird. It's a weird job to have. No one knows how you get this job. You know, stand-up comedy, how do you get that? It's one of those jobs no one knows how you get. It's like spy or astronaut or condom tester. No one knows how you get these jobs. Hard work, by the way. Hard work. And people have misconceptions about it. They're like, oh, being a stand-up comedian is like being a rock star. And no. For example, if I was a rock star, right, I'd be done rocking and I'd go over to the bar and a hot chicken fishnets would come up and say, hey, you rock. And I'd be like, well, all right. Why don't you come back to my tour bus? You spend the night and maybe, I'll write a song about you. Being a comic is a little different. I want to be done in about 7 minutes. I'll go to the bar. First off, I don't see any fishnets in here, but that's neither here nor there. One of you attractive ladies might come up to me and say, hey, you were sort of funny. And I'll be like, well, all right. Why don't you come back to my Ford Focus? You spend about 5, maybe 10 minutes, and I'm definitely going to write a joke about you. That's going to be awesome. Are you kidding me? Sweet. We get to play all the great places as stand-up comedians. I did a show, because I'm super big, I did a show at a sports bar in Everett called Scrubs. I love that. It's so Everett, you know. Calling a sports bar Scrubs. Here in Seattle, champions, winners, Everett Scrubs. Very honest. Everett, very honest. I like that. After the show, we went to a dance club called Douchebags and Whores. Had a great time. Oh, are you kidding me? Good times. Speaking of douchebags, let's talk about the hair, okay? Sweater says I'm fat, ring says I'm married, hair says I make bad decisions. And I did it on purpose, I did. I went to a hair salon and I said, hey, can you give me a hairstyle that says that I might just, I don't know, maybe, at random, pop somebody in the face and then hop into an El Camino and peel out of a parking lot. Can you do that? You can? Awesome. Now, gay it up a little. Ta-da! Yes, it has been a nice day for a white wedding. I never hear that. But you got to admit, this has been the best episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives you've ever seen, right? Oh, exploding with comedy flavor. Even my wife is calling me Minute to Win It. I hope it's because I look like the guy. I am married. I'm married to a successful business lawyer. And I'm a comedian. That's right, laugh that shit up. I do every day. It's awesome. I applied for a credit card recently. They said, well, what's your combined household income? I said, well, my wife, successful business lawyer, she makes about $225, $235 a year. So you add up what I make doing comedy a year, we make about $210. And normally at this part of the joke I say, maybe $212 if I get to play here 900 times a year, but they're not paying me anything! I'm like the anti-Albert Pujols. I really am, you know. Albert Pujols, $254 million for 10 years worth of work. I think, you know how Dan Savage turned Santorum into a word? We should do that with Pujols. You know, just anything something overpriced or expensive, that's Pujols. Alright, that's shitty. Never forget that. That's not good. I'm a dad. I know that pisses a lot of you single people off. Wow! He found love and made a baby. Yes, it's true. That's awesome. My wife's water broke in the Tukwila Costco parking lot. And, no, that was better than the option, because if she had had the baby inside Costco, that would have been awkward. Because, first off, you know, they wouldn't have let us leave, because they check receipts, and we didn't have a receipt for our baby. And then we only wanted one baby. You know, you can't get one of anything at Costco. No thanks on the 30 babies. Or the one gigantic baby that also speaks Spanish. You know, that's, weird being dad, it changes how some things you do. For example, earlier tonight, pretty girl at the bar, the old me, pre-dad me, would have gone up to her and wanted to talk to her. Now, dad me, I just wanted to sniff her to see if she needed to be changed. And she did. Babysitters are expensive. I'm sorry. Babysitters are fucking Pujols. So I just left my son outside. He's probably fine, right? There's a guy by a totem pole said he'd watch him. I think he's cool. My son was a drooly kid, drooled a lot. My wife says he gets that from me. Ladies, if you were to experience it, you would find me to be a rather slobbery lover. Yes. I treat a woman's body very much like a stubborn stamp. That's what I do. I can't help it. I grew up in the 70s. They had that song, Kiss You All Over by Exile. I thought those were instructions. That's what I do. After a show, somebody came up and said, Pete, you know, no one licks stamps anymore. Well, what do you do? It's like, well, we peel and stick. Like, shit, that's dirtier than what I was thinking about. My son got a little older, he went to daycare and they taught him sign language, which was awesome. If they had taught us sign language, we had no idea. He's just coming home, I think he's got epilepsy, I have no idea all of this. They taught us three signs. They taught us, what was it? More and milk and please. So that kid got a shitload of milk. Are you kidding me? Just fucking, I don't know, milk. Just give him milk. The other day, my wife announced that my son, Simon, had discovered his penis. Which is weird, because it had been there the whole time. I saw the ultrasounds, you know. He was like a little New York congressman. Like, look at it! There it is! So what do you mean he discovered his penis? Did he name it Simon Land? Did he plant a flag? Did he spend all of his time there? Yeah, pretty much. That's what he did. So sure enough, I'm changing him one day, and the diaper comes down. He's right there in Simon Land like he owns a timeshare. You know what I mean? Clean him up, do the diaper back up. He gives me one of these. He's like... I'm like, I'm sorry, kid, you gotta work with what you got. You know, it's probably my fault, I'm sorry. You know, remember this phrase for later. It's the motion of the ocean. Some chicks fall for it. In case you missed that, what he did was he said, more penis, please. He gets that from his mom. It's changed some things about my life, having a kid. I was watching, I watch a lot of BBC America, and my wife today says, really? The Tudors? Do you think that's appropriate for young men? I don't know if you've seen The Tudors. It was a show on Showtime. It's now on BBC America. It's about, you know, Henry VIII. And I said, honey, it's educational. And she pointed at the screen, and there was a lady of court, bereft of garments, on her hands and knees, with Henry VIII behind her, administering the kingly indulgences rather aggressively. And I said, well, he'll want to learn where he came from sometime. And my son looked at me and says, I don't want to do that. And he gets that from his mom, too. I'll leave you with this little bit of information. I think of myself as a good person in a Seattle commie pinko bastard sort of way. For example, I recycle everything, including my resentment for having to. Everything that I say that's racist, I mean it ironically. And I don't make fun of vegans because they're too weak to fight back. No, I make fun of vegans because they're fucking annoying. The fact that they can't fight back, bonus! But I do have one chink in my armor. Oh, I can't say that. Okay, so I meant that ironically. I have one hole in the veneer of me being a good person, and that is I have a problem with old people. I do. I have a problem with old people. Like my grandfather. Because all my life he spent it telling me how shitty he had it. But now the world is fucked up enough that I can finally come back on my grandpa. I'm like, okay, all right, here we go, Gramps. We're going to do it once and for all. You ready? Ready? Break it down. So, well, we had the war. Yeah, our wars have lasted longer than your wars, Grandpa. What else you got? Well, we had the threat of nuclear annihilation. Yeah, North Korea fucking hates us. What else you got? Come at me, bro. What else you got? Well, we had the Great Depression. Yeah, nobody knows got a fucking job. Are you kidding me? But you know what we have to deal with that you never had to deal with, Grandpa? You know what's going on in our world that was never going on in yours? We have to fight pirates! Who saw that shit coming back? Really? Pirates! Real fucking, not Johnny Depp bullshit pirates, but real pirates on the seas, taking over luxury cruise liners off the coast of Somalia, fucking Wait a minute. Who's taking a luxury cruise off the coast of Somalia? Lovely day on shore, Nigel. Yes, one more. What on earth are they doing? Starving. Dick move! You can't be mad at old people because old people can be scary. Don't believe me? Hear this story. 83-year-old Vern Gagne, professional wrestler, gave us Hulk Hogan back in the AWA. He's got Alzheimer's now. He's in a home. Got into a fight with his 96-year-old Alzheimer's having roommate. Vern Gagne put his roommate into a wrestling move and killed him. And they're thinking of charging him with murder. You can't charge him with murder. You gotta syndicate that shit. I wanna watch. Are you kidding me? That sounds awesome! Is the WWE's fake? The UFC's for pussies? I want my Alzheimer's Wrestling League. I want it now. Every match can be a death match. Yeah! And they got Alzheimer's. There's no guilt. Put it in there night after night. I don't care how many they kill. Yes! I sense some resistance. You thinking, I don't want my grandfather going out like that. Really? You want him going out curled up in a fetal ball? Or remembered as the man who ended the reign of terror of Mad Dog Vachon and new Intercontinental Champion of Sunnyvale Rest Area? Grandpa! Gramps the Champ, the Grampinator. Finally, the Gramps has come back to Valley Medical Center. Folks, all I'm saying is, don't just give him that world's best grandpa mug. Make him earn it. My name is Peter Greyy.